Hello and welcome back. In part 2 of this video, I'll take you through the step-by-step procedure of installing the JBL Stage2 65CF speakers in my Honda Jazz. In part 1 of the video, I've done the unboxing, specifications and the components up close. So don't miss that one. Guys, let's begin the installation. I am going to guide you through all the steps that are involved. So the first thing is to remove the door card on the door. And for that, you have one screw which is inside the door handle area. And the other screw is inside this master window control panel. So let's remove that. To remove the master window control panel, you need to start prying from this end here. Use a flat blade screwdriver or something similar to pry open the master window control panel from the corner and work your way all the way to the end and pry open the panel. Once you have pried open the panel, you can simply pull it out from its location and it would come out. Now there are two connectors, one for the mirror controls and the other one is for the window controls. There's a tab on both the connectors. Press the tab and pull the connector out. And that is how you remove the window control panel. Notice the Phillips head screw here. You need to remove it. Keep the screws safely. Now use a trim removal tool to undo all the retainer clips that is holding this door card. There are 11 of them in total. Start your way from a corner and work your way all around as you detach the door card. Once all the clips are done, your door card is out. So this is the stock speaker on the Honda Jazz and it is held by one screw. Remove it. Now you'll see that the speaker is stuck to the door. So that is because of the intense heat of the adhesive. Wedge a flat blade screwdriver on the top and it'll come off and push the speaker from the bottom and there you go. You can see the two tabs here on either side. Now this is the stock speaker connector. There are two tabs on either side. Detach the connector by pressing the tabs simultaneously and the speaker is out. So this is your stock Honda Jazz speaker. Now you need to remove the securing nut as well. There are two tabs on either side. Press on the tabs and pull the nut from inside the speaker cutout. Now you can't install the speaker directly to the cutout because of the weird shape of that cutout, and you can see part of the basket protrudes out. You can see the shape here. It's not a perfect circle. So what you need is a spacer like this one. Now this is a plastic spacer. You have to install the spacer onto the cutout and then we'll use self-tapping screws to secure it and a trusty cordless drill. So you don't have to depend on a 230 volt supply. So install the spacer. Now this is Honda's proprietary speaker connector. So in case you want to avoid splicing and taping, you will need a coupler like this one. The next step is to identify the crossover mounting location, and this is a good spot to mount the crossover. You need two holes to be drilled to pass the two cables, one for the input cable and the other one is for the woofer cable. To drill the pilot holes, I am using the self-tapping screws followed by the HSS bit to enlarge the holes. Apply some IPA, isopropyl alcohol, to the mating surfaces where the crossover is going to be installed. And we'll stick a double-sided tape. I prefer 3M's VHP tape, very high bonding tape. Additionally, we'll also wrap the cable exits from the crossover using some insulation tape to prevent damage. Or if you have cable grommets like these, you can use them in the holes that we just drilled to prevent damage. So we've wrapped some insulation tape on the input and the woofer cables. Now peel off the double-sided tape and stick the crossover. Pay attention to the woofer and the input ends. Once you've stuck the crossover, route the cables through both the holes. Okay, let me quickly show you how to splice and join two cables properly. If you're going to use the coupler to connect the speaker, you can skip this part. Now strip about 15 mm of insulation from both the cables and twist them in a horizontal manner as shown in the image. Once you have done that, apply some solder using some flux over the joint and insulate the joint using an insulation tape. Now this is a firm joint that will never give away. Never try to join two cables as shown in this image. This is wrong. So I've spliced the cables, soldered them and insulated them as you can see here. Now before we proceed to install the speakers, let us quickly connect the terminals and see that they are working. And yes, they are working. So let's go ahead and install the woofer and the tweeter. Connect the terminals of the woofer and secure the woofer to the door using the spacer and the self-tapping screws. Once all the screws are through, you can do the final tightening. And that completes the installation of the woofer. Now let's go ahead and install the tweeter. Guys, this is the door card of the driver's side and we have to install the tweeter. Now I was thinking we could install it somewhere here because this is the area which seemed like it could fit the tweeter properly. Now the good part is Honda has already pre-marked a circle here with a center line. So it is easy for us to drill a hole and then use a hole saw over the pilot hole. So let's do that. So there you go. You can use a file or a folded sandpaper to smoothen out the rough edges here. To install the tweeter pod, we need to secure the tweeter to the pod. So pull the tweeter cables through the cutout on the pod. Observe the notches on the two opposite sides of the pod. These notches have to go into these slots here on the tweeter and the tweeter locks itself in place as you turn it like that. Once the tweeter pods are ready, we'll secure it to the door cards. Insert the pods through the hole and observe how you want the JBL logo to be visible and secure the pod using the nut from the other side. Tighten it using hand as much as possible, but don't overdo it. To secure the position of the tweeter in the pod, use some hot glue. You can get these glue guns and sticks in stationery shops. I used a heat gun to distribute the glue evenly, but you can skip this step. Once that's done, let us connect the terminals of the tweeters to the leads from the crossovers and ensure that the sleeves overlap so they don't cause shorting. You can see that one sleeve is over the other. Once that's done, secure the door card back. Align the door card's retainer clips with the slots and give it a firm push and the door card would lock itself in place. After the door card is installed, secure the Phillips screw at the window controls area. Plug the connectors of the window controls and the mirror controls. Secure the window control panel by sliding it and slotting it into the armrest. And finally, secure the Phillips screw in the door handle area. And that completes the installation of the units on the driver's side door. Repeat the steps for the co-driver side door. And with that, the installation of these JBL component speakers is complete. There's a noticeable improvement in the overall sound quality, even with the stock head unit. I also spent some time fine-tuning the output using the equalizer, mainly reducing the treble, since the new tweeters were a bit overpowering out of the box. The bass response is solid, and I'm sure these component speakers will sound even better with an aftermarket head unit that offers a more capable DSP. If you're wondering why I did not go for door damping, that's planned for a later stage. Everything step by step. So that'll be all, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any queries. Bye and take care.